Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something, well, really vital for communicating well in English. How to actually improve your writing skills. We're digging into an episode from the English Unlocked podcast, the one called How to Improve Your English Writing Skills, so you can write clearly and confidently.
Absolutely. And, it's not just about fixing commas. It's really about getting more comfortable, more confident, understanding the language on a deeper level.
Right.
The source really lays out a path for writing clearly, for emails, posts, whatever you need.
Exactly. So our mission here is to pull out the most useful, actionable tips from that episode. Stuff you can use right away to get better at English writing without feeling totally buried in grammar rules.
Yeah, let's make it practical.
Okay, let's get right into it then. Why does writing, putting words down actually matter so much when you're learning English?
That's the core question, really. The source material makes a strong case that writing makes you actively think in English. It forces you to build thoughts using the language itself, which is, well, it's harder work than just listening and understanding, right?
Definitely more active.
Yeah. And that active building process really helps solidify your grasp of grammar, how sentences actually fit together. You're putting the theory into practice.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, when you're speaking, you can kind of wing it sometimes, get the meaning across, even with mistakes.
Totally.
But writing, it forces you to slow down, be more conscious.
Precisely. And that consciousness, that focus leads straight to the second point. Writing is fantastic for finding and fixing your own grammar errors.
Oh.
When you see the words on the page or screen, mistakes just jump out more than they do in conversation. It's like a visual record you can actually analyze.
Like holding up a mirror to your English at that moment. Interesting. So grammar's a big one. What else? What other benefits does writing bring?
Well, the English Unlocked episode also talked about vocabulary. Writing gives you a real context to use new words.
Right, not just memorizing.
Exactly. Instead of just seeing a word on a list, you put it in your sentence, figure out how it works. That makes it way more likely to stick. You're actively applying it.
Yeah, I can see that. You might recognize a word passively, but using it yourself. That shows you really get it.
And then building on that, just writing consistently helps your spelling and your feel for natural English sentence structure.
How so?
The more you do it, the more you just absorb the patterns of good sentences, correct spelling. It becomes more intuitive.
So it all connects. Grammar, vocab, structure.
Yeah.
They reinforce each other through writing. Didn't the podcast use an analogy for speaking versus writing? Something about exercise?
Yeah, they did. It was speaking is like the sprint, that quick burst of communication.
Okay.
Writing is more like the workout, the sustained effort that builds your overall English muscle over time. It gives you that underlying strength for everything.
The workout analogy. Okay, so we're convinced writing is super valuable. Let's get practical. Yeah. The source had 6 key tips. First one, write something every day. That sounds potentially big.
It can sound like a lot, yeah. But the English Unlocked folks stressed it's about consistency, not volume. They suggested really small things like 2 or 3 sentences in a journal, a quick social media caption, just describing something from your day. The point is making it a daily habit.
Okay, that feels way more achievable. So not epic novels every day.
Definitely not.
What's like a concrete first step someone could take?
They suggested setting a timer, just 5, maybe 10 minutes. And in that time, just write. Don't obsess over perfection, just get words down. Establish the routine.
I like that. Low pressure. Get started. Which actually ties into the second tip perfectly. Don't worry about mistakes. At first, anyway.
Yes. This is huge for a lot of learners. The first draft, the initial writing, is just about getting your ideas out, expressing yourself freely.
Let it flow.
Exactly. You can clean it up, fix things later. That's editing. They had a great quote. Fluency comes from freedom. Accuracy comes from editing.
Ooh, I like that. Freedom first, then accuracy.
It's a 2-step thing. Don't let the fear of mistakes paralyze you at the start.
That's really freeing advice. Okay, tip number 3 was interesting. Read what you write out loud.
Yeah, this one might seem a bit different.
Why do that? What's the benefit of speaking your own written words?
When you read aloud, you use your ears, right? It's a different sense involved. And often your ears will catch awkward phrasing or grammar mistakes that your eyes just skimmed over when you read silently. You hear the rhythm, the flow, or lack of it.
That's clever. It's like proofreading with your ears, not just your eyes. A fresh perspective. Okay, tip 4.
Tip 4 is about using technology, grammar, and spell check tools. They mention things like Grammarly, Language Tool, even the suggestions in Google Docs.
Yeah, those can be lifesavers for catching typos and basic errors.
Yeah.
There was a warning, too, wasn't there, about just blindly accepting everything.
Oh, absolutely crucial point. Don't just click accept on every suggestion. You need to pause and understand why the tool flags something.
Ah, so it's still a learning moment.
Exactly. Engaging with the correction reinforces the rule in your mind, helps you avoid it next time. Think of them as assistants, not automatic fixes that do the thinking for you.
Excellent point. Use the tool, but use your brain, too. Okay, number 5 for better writing.
Simple but powerful. Read more English, just immerse yourself in reading.
It feels like that would help listening and vocab, too, but specifically for writing.
Definitely. The English Unlocked episode explained that reading lots of well-written English exposes you to how sentences are naturally built, how ideas connect smoothly, how words are used in context.
You kind of absorb the patterns.
Precisely. You start getting an intuitive feel for what sounds right, what flows well, it seeps in.
So pay attention, not just what is written, but how. Got it. And the final tip, number 6.
The last one is, get feedback. Actively seek it out. Share what you write.
Who with?
Friends, maybe a tutor if you have one, online language groups. Anywhere you can get another pair of eyes on your work.
That can feel a bit exposing, maybe.
Yeah.
Sharing your mistakes.
It can, yeah. But the source stressed how valuable even small corrections or suggestions are. They really add up.
So even little bits of feedback help.
Totally. Someone else might spot a recurring error you're blind to or suggest a much clearer way to say something. It's just a huge learning opportunity. Don't shy away from it.
Okay, let's recap those 6 quickly. 1, write daily, small amounts count. 2, don't sweat mistakes on the first, pass freedom first. 3, read it aloud to catch awkward bits.
4, use grammar tools, but think about the suggestions. 5, read a lot of English.
And 6, get feedback from others. That's a solid toolkit. Now, didn't the English Unlocked source have a little practice exercise too?
Yes, they did. A mini challenge. Write a short paragraph using 3 specific words. Confident, improve, and mistake.
Ah, okay.
And they gave an example, something like, at first I wasn't confident about writing in English, but I knew I had to improve, so I started a journal. I made many mistakes, but I learned from them.
That's super relatable for language learners.
Yeah.
Simple, but effective. And the point of that little exercise was?
To show that doing these small, consistent bits of writing is how you build the skill gradually. Like they said, writing like this every day builds your skill little by little.
Right.
It's that accumulation of small efforts. That's what brings the real improvement over time.
It really hammers home that workout idea again. Consistent small reps build strength. Okay, so there we have it. A whole set of practical strategies to level up your English writing, all drawn from that English Unlocked deep dive.
Yep. You've now got a clear set of techniques you can literally start using today to write more clearly, more confidently.
Definitely. So here's a final thought to leave you with. Pick just 1 or 2 of these tips. Which ones feel most doable for you right now? Think about weaving them into your routine consistently, even for just a few minutes. And then just imagine, how could that small, regular effort start to change how you communicate in writing over the next few weeks? What could that unlock for you?